I think, again, mammon worship or mammon idolatry or the regnancy of mammon, the kingdom of mammon, isn't something that needs my consent. I don't have to be conscious, aware, consenting, intending to worship mammon because my entire culture is set up for me to worship mammon and not know it. So getting used to that, like getting used to the fact that I'm caught up and implicated in a system that doesn't need my personal volitional intention in order to compromise me. That can be really hard for those of us who grew up in philosophical or cultural milieus like ours in the West, where free will, individualism, expressionism is king.
Yeah.
Right? Where I'm only culpable and guilty if I intended harm.
Yep.
Or I'm only culpable and guilty if I knew it was wrong. Like these are just assumptions in our culture that aren't assumptions in other cultures, by the way. Like anthropologists and sociologists who research certain Middle Eastern cultures, they did this study, real quick, this is a nerdy thing, did a study where two Westerners come to a table and they both have the same briefcase. And the person who's in charge of the study intentionally grabs the other briefcase, the wrong one, and leaves with it. And then later comes back and tells the person, I'm sorry, our briefcases looked exactly the same. I took yours on accident. And almost 100% of the time, the Westerner who doesn't understand that it's a study, who this is like, just happening to them, is like, no problem. Completely understandable how that could happen, right? But when they do this study in non-Western, non-white cultures, it's a much different story. It doesn't matter if it was a mistake that is understandable. There is an expectation, a cultural expectation, that you will provide some restitution and reparation for the wrong you've done, even if you didn't intend to do it. So
that's fascinating.
It is fascinating. I just point that out as an artifact of that is a culturally conditioned way of being in the world that seems obvious to us.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just not obvious to other cultures. Now, I'm not saying which one is superior or right. That's not my point of bringing that up. My point of bringing that up is we live and move and have our being in mammon, and it doesn't need your awareness or consent or intent for you to operate according to its logic. And it takes a long time for many of us to just accept that.